Hey guys, this is SF and welcome to Monster of the Week. This week, like I promised, it is Transcendent Cleopatra. So no guided barrier, gauge shot of recovery M. Strike shot is a meteor style, but instead of lightning, it is volatile blasts. Bump combo is a higher grade of Giga Blast, and then poison spread 16 for the sub bump. It's kind of like a combination of evolve with the poison spread, and then combination of with the ascension with the everything else basically. The lightning, the meteor, the recovery, the no guided barrier, and of course the blast. So in terms of the recovery, there's not a lot of recovery and monsters. So for people who don't know the recovery rate, it is 28% in total, and when you hit all three, and it'll be 2, 10, and 16. So first person is 2%, second person is 10%, and then third person will be 16%. Altogether, that's 28. If you want to compare it to the other ones, normal recovery is 21%, and then recovery S is 14%. So right now it is the highest grade of recovery, unless they make like a recovery L or recovery XL anytime soon. But in terms of her role in teams is, of course, as a support. Her bump combo is not that great in damage, although the destruction blast can do a lot of damage in like when you compare it to flares. But of course you have to get really close to it. A flare does have a wider range and a more consistent range. Just because the nature of the blast, the explosions from Giga Blast, it's not always at the same spot. So sometimes you might just miss that boss from one blast. For people who don't know, there are multiple blasts when you hit them. So for the one that Cleopatra has, is 5 blasts, each with 14k, which is what she has right now in terms of power. Giga Blast is 7,500 for a normal monster, and that is 4 blasts. But like I said, sometimes all that explosions will not go into the monster, just because, you know, it's all random. Like you can kind of see it with this one. You can't really see it that much, but there's a lot of times where all 5 doesn't go, whereas flare is consistent, right? There's a giant green circle explosion which you can see, and I kind of want to stall for strike shots just so I can start off with just so I can actually use Cleopatra strike shot, because Okusa Soji is kind of a short dungeon, even though I'm using like 2 other monsters that are not really that great. Well, I guess Mustang's bump combo is really good, but like Olive and oh, there you go. Let's see, I'll probably use it twice. So hopefully I'm just not going to do anything and stall up. That is not good. I'm probably going to kill it. Yep. Anyways, so maybe I might stall up. Well, actually I can stall up. Well, whatever. In terms of dungeons, skill me. You know, skill me, Yomi. The normals for lights, no gravity barrier monsters. Memento Mori is also good for just holding that mine. And then, you know, Recovery Amp is also good for long dungeons, which is what Memento Mori is all about. And then next one is Kane, because she can heal other people, and the main gimmick is gravity barriers for the most part. I think it's not gravity barriers, like no wind. Okay. Technically, I'm gonna kill Okusa Soji here, so there we go. Let's start off with Cleopatra's strike shot. So like I said, it is a volatile blast instead of a meteor lightning. So the thing you want to do is to hit as many shields, well, at least in Okuta Soji's case, as you can, as well as Okuta Soji himself. So I hit 2, and let's see the damage. 2.4 million. So that is the first gear, guys. And in terms of like, what was I gonna say? But in terms of like normal damage, it's not that great. It's just that the volatile blast does explode, and then whatever enemies are around it also deals damage. First gear, I'm not sure about the actual damage, but like, second gear is, oh, I killed it. Second gear is, I think 170k around there. So in that sense, when it hit Okuta Soji, so the volatile, there's going to be one volatile blast that's over Okuta Soji, and that will hit all 4, most likely all 4 hit boxes, which is the 3 weak spots and Okuta herself. And then and then all the shields around it, that's also deal like 100 and something, and then it also procs all those hitboxes as well. So even the first gear, it did 1.8 million when there are shields around it. Let's go for second gear. Sadly, there are no shields on the last bar for Okuta, so 48,000, and that goes to 2 million. So that's about 1.6 million, and that is without the shields around it. So it's really good for monsters that have stuff around in the proximity. It doesn't even have to be shields. It could be like monsters that are relatively close. Because the volatile blast is very big in terms of range. So if you're like 1 or 2 mob spaces in between, it will also hit Okuta Soji. It might not hit full damage because it might not cover the whole hitbox of Okuta Soji, but it still does a lot of damage. So good for mob clearing. And also, it is a volatile blast, so it does proc other bump combos from your allies. So, for instance, if I Cleopatra and then volatile blast, it might also hit Mustang's bump combo for damage. I think it's the same thing as a volatile blast in terms of damage reduction, so 50%. And also procs their own bump combos as well. So it can proc like Poison Spread and the Giga Blast or the Destruction Blast. So that's the whole gimmick, I guess, of Cleopatra. Is just that she's good to keep you alive until the boss stage, and then on the boss stage she'll just wreck fools because it just does a lot. And even though there might not be a lot of monsters around, the volatile blast damage does a lot. It did 1.6 million for the second gear, and Wind has a meteor stretch out has done that in history. But if you have more, then of course it deals to 1.8 in the first gear with all the shields by hitting 2 shields. So it's really, really good. But that's pretty much it for me. I hope you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.